Hello, this is RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Hey guys, so today we are bringing you Mobile Weekly in a little bit of a different space. As you can see, I am not home this weekend. We decided to go out to a little cabin for the weekend, and because of that, I am not going to be able to stream live. So I thought I'd bring you guys some news topics for the week and then answer the questions that you guys message me. If you don't check out our community tab and our Twitter, those are the main places where I typically send you guys messages to help me out with either a topic or anything discussing of that week. So make sure to follow me there at YouTube Tech Guy on Twitter, and as well, of course, follow me at our community page. So now let's get to the first news topic. And this one is kind of sucky for anyone that was hoping that Samsung would reestablish micro SD cards next year. The S21 sales have hit a 4-year high in the first 4 weeks of their launch. Now, that means that basically the decisions that Samsung made, they feel are perfectly fine because of the fact that these phones are selling better than anything else that's come out during that time. So that is pretty kind of, again, sucky because, again, that means micro SD card wasn't important to people. At least that's what their thought process is, that they do not need to have a micro SD card because, of course, people bought it. So they don't need it then, right? And any decision they made this year, you know, the plastic backing, which I think most people are fine with. But to be quite honest, I want to get to the bottom of this, which is really that it dropped in price again. Last year's was really bad. So when you make a mistake and then make up for that mistake, you see a surge rather than if you had just kept doing the same thing right all along. And that is what happened here. What happened was that Samsung did mess up last year, overpricing their phones. They hit a low, really, that they had in the past 3 to 4 years. And then they basically flipped it all around with the S21 because they did everything you got with the FE basically last year that was the top selling Samsung phone and put it in the S21. That is what they needed to do. And again, this is more for that, but I really do feel like Samsung's going to take this as, okay, we don't need to put the micro SD card in there. We have a video that did very well on this channel where we told all our grievances on everything they took away, the MST, the micro SD card, everything like that. And I think you guys pretty much said that, yeah, this is something that is important to you, but people still bought the phone. People still bought this phone, and this phone outsold last year's phone, the S10, the S9. It outsold all of them. So that means that Samsung is probably thinking like, okay, I think this is the right way to go. Let me know if you guys feel the same way. I definitely don't think that's true. I really miss my micro SD card, and I have the bigger storage version. I have the 512 version of my Ultra, but I would still have preferred to have kept a micro SD card if possible. So the next one is a really interesting one for me because everyone pretty much knows how I feel about Apple for the most part, but they are following what I basically have said would be the future of smartphones. I do believe that in 10 years' time, smartphones will not be the norm anymore, that we are going to go to augmented reality glasses as the new way of smart technology. Smartphones weren't around before 2008, really, like in this capacity where everyone bought one. It was business customers and that was it. With this being done, now Ming-Chi Kuo, who does occasionally get things wrong here and there, even though people always praise him for getting everything right, he doesn't. He's gotten a lot of things wrong. He has confirmed basically what I have kind of thought, and that is that yes, it is going to go the route of they plan on replacing their smartphones with AR glasses. Now, this is going to be a 3-step system, apparently. And that is that in 2022, so next year, it was delayed a year because of the pandemic. 2021 was supposed to be the original date for this, but it got delayed a year. is going to be the helmet version, basically like a HoloLens kind of version. So the big dome one where you have these big glasses and you're seeing through and you can see and touch and do all Tony Stark style. That is what's coming out next year for them to gather information, for them to take all this information. By the way, they're doing this right now with LiDAR. For all the people that say like Apple's always on the side of privacy, they're gathering everyone's information on LiDAR right now for this technology. So that being said, this is going to be really important because of the fact that once that is done, then in 2025, 3 years later, they're going to do the actual consumer grade, everyone can use these AR glasses. These are the smartphone replacements, as you were. That is going to be basically their plan for a long period of time. And eventually, they have looked into the technology that Samsung and Google have looked into as well, which is some kind of contact smart lens. And that is supposed to be their 2030 to 2040 plan. Now, again, this is kind of interesting to me because, again, this is what I've thought should happen. I think that, yes, we're going to go glasses first, and eventually we could go contacts. I mean, I think that you're going to get more resistance on the contacts front, but I think once glasses become the norm and then people are like, yeah, glasses are great, but like if I could not wear glasses and, you know, have something different, it would be interesting. But also the thing that's interesting here is that Samsung, we weren't the first ones, but Samsung leaked last 2 weeks ago. Their smart glasses are coming out. And the glasses Lite were basically a companion version. So kind of like a smart watch version of this. So basically working with the phone, but yet again, Samsung will kind of get a first one to market. I mean, people still forget that Samsung had, I think, 3 or 4 smartwatches before the Apple Watch ever came out. So it was a whole thing where that you do always have Samsung at the forefront of these kind of technologies, and then Apple comes in, sees what everyone has done right, done wrong, and then like, oh, well, we've created the perfect thing. And it looks like that's what's going to happen again, because again, iPhones will come out with foldable phones in a few years. It's still probably about 3 years off for Apple to come out with the foldable phone. You're going to have to wait, of course, for their real glasses now 4 years from now, 2025. And then you're going to get Samsung already having those glasses out for at least 3 to 4 years before that. So I think it's a really interesting kind of style and technique that each company comes up with. But this is really big to me because I truly do believe this will replace what we have coming out. So let me know your guys' thoughts on this. By the way, this is going to use new technology from Sony called micro OLED, which I've never heard about before, these glasses, and that's what Apple's glasses are going to use. So that's a really interesting concept to me, because really OLED is kind of being pushed away right now by micro LED. Micro LED is the future. Mini LED is currently the present right now, and OLED, mini LED and OLED are pretty much neck and neck, but micro LED blows OLED and mini LED out of the water. And that is currently only going to be happening on Samsung ridiculous price TVs that are going to be available this year. But so that's just kind of an interesting technology that now that we have a micro OLED, but will still have the same downsides of regular OLED. Very curious to find that out. And because if you have like a screen burn in on your glasses, I think that's obviously going to mean trouble later. And then Ice Universe did do an interesting leak this past week, and that is that we did get that the Watch 4, the Galaxy Watch 4, and the Galaxy Watch Active 4 are going to be released in Q2. Now that is earlier than we typically do get. And sorry, I'm losing light as the day goes. And that is one thing that is very interesting in terms of the ability to get this watch early out. Means it's going to be with the Flip and with the Flip 3, Galaxy Flip 3, and probably the 2 tablets that are coming out, the Galaxy Tab A7 Lite and the Galaxy Tab S7 Lite. So those 2 will be coming out with this now, and I think it's really interesting. I wonder what Samsung is really going to put in these to differentiate it. I did get my Galaxy Watch 3 after the insane trade-in they had for the original Galaxy Watch, And so we'll see how it'll come out in terms of what will be going on with it, how it will be going. But I really am curious to see what they're going to put in this to really improve upon it. Like what's going to be so good about it. And then we have the space zoom possibly coming to the A72. So the Galaxy A72 hasn't come out yet. We've been hearing a lot about it. But one thing that just leaked was that we might actually get the space zoom for it, and that would be pretty interesting. Now, will it just be the space zoom name, and really we're getting maybe a 5x optical zoom? The reason why that's so big is because if we're getting it on the A72, A72, it has a better zoom than the S21. So that is really fascinating to me, because it means that next year, most likely, we will have better zoom across all S22s. If this is true, I find it very interesting if Samsung really does this. And I hope that it's just not the name space zoom, and maybe it's a, huge megapixel camera, like 84, maybe they even give it the 108 camera. But again, regardless, this is going to have a better camera, whether it be a better main camera or a telephoto camera that goes at least 5x optical zoom than the S21. And that, I think, is really kind of interesting to see how that's going to come about. All right, guys, so that was the news for today. And then you guys sent in some questions. So let me go through just some of them. Sorry, I was losing too much light, so I wanted to switch a little bit before it completely goes dark. So Tommy asked the first question today. And this is, for my Galaxy S10 on Android 11, doesn't want to fast charge anymore. What do you think I should do to fix the issue? And quite frankly, I do think that it's probably a settings that change when the update happens. So all you need to probably do is go into settings, search for fast charge, or just fast. And that will show you, it's in like the battery settings or whatever, but if you just go to settings and search, you'll find it. So what this will do is effectively, it will show you if fast charge and wireless fast charge is on. You cannot be charging it while doing this. You have to do it when it's not charging, and that should allow you to switch it. So let me know if that works, because that is something that can be turned on and off. So hopefully that will work going forward. Obviously, make sure to check out multiple chargers too, to make sure it's not just something that it's just a charger itself. Not a question, but a setting I discovered. I updated a couple of apps, including, this is from M. Cooper. I updated a couple of apps, a few Google apps, and afterwards I couldn't get Nova Launcher to stay as the default. Tried everything to get it to work properly. I kept reverting back to stock, so I selected Nova Launcher, went to settings, placed Nova Launcher as a shortcut on my desktop, and that worked. That's very interesting. What it could be is if Nova Launcher went to deep sleep, if this was a Samsung, or if a Google configuration that you could have done as well to do that same thing. But basically, depending on the phone, it can put certain apps into deep sleep. And when that happens, it can't be your default, because it's basically, it shuts down. It's a stupid thing. You can make sure that never goes to sleep. And Google has a version of this, and Samsung has a version of this, and I'm sure LG and others do as well. OnePlus probably does as well. So that's just one thing that I would say to kind of know, and that should be it. Oh, Basic Tech X, a really interesting question. Galaxy Buds Pro or Jabra 85Ts. So this is kind of hard for me, because I really want to say that the Galaxy Buds Pro are really awesome, really great quality. I'm glad I got them. I got them obviously for free, basically, with the pre-order of the S21 Ultra, because they gave me $200. So I will say that the quality for the Pros is really, really good. Like it's awesome, and it just has a really outstanding quality for what Samsung has done in years past. It's only getting better each year, and it has an easier fit, I would say, than the Galaxy Buds Live. I still say the Galaxy Buds Live don't fit for everyone, whereas the Pros will pretty much fit everyone. So here's the thing you want to note with this, and that is that the Jabra 85Ts still sound better to me. Overall, the sound quality is better. The fit feels a little bit easier. And I just, yeah, definitely the call quality. The call quality is the biggest thing. The Buds Pro are really good. I would say they're tied for second with the AirPods Pro, but the Jabra 85Ts are just the best when it comes to call quality, in my opinion. I've not seen anything else come close to it in call quality specifically. So yeah, that's definitely it. And then I did get one question on Twitter, but I don't know what it meant. It was from Daniel Holland, and he asked, any word on Samsung Galaxy coming to the UK? I'm not sure what you mean, because obviously there's so many Samsung Galaxy phones that come to the UK. So I'm not sure if you meant a specific one. They haven't launched their 2 series this year really yet in a lot of places. So whether that be the 52, the 72, the 42s, they haven't launched in a lot of countries. So maybe it was one of those because those haven't come. But like I know the S21 has obviously been there. So yeah, that's a little bit about that. So not sure which one you meant for that, but hopefully that helps. All right, guys, so hopefully this was an okay replacement for our normal live show. I do apologize again for not being able to do the live show, but I thought, hey, this would be a really cool thing to at least do so you guys have something at 8 o'clock and can watch. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. What was your most important news topic? Are you afraid of Samsung not putting back the micro SD cards? Do you think that, like me, AR glasses are the future of smartphones? Let me know in the comment section. Thank you as always so much for watching. This has been RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Thank you for watching our video. If you liked it, why don't you go ahead and subscribe up there. Make sure you follow us on social media right here. And of course, check out our latest video up there. And right down here, you're going to find the perfect video for you. Or at least that's what YouTube tells me. Thanks again.